Last time, we looked at how adding or changing elements of music to exhibit more qualities that we associate with children makes a production cuter. On the surface, and maybe without having explored the variety and sheer amount of cute music out there, you might consider just this much to be a pretty good objective reference for general cuteness in music. But while yes, you might be able to say that if what you're listening to matches up with that reference, it's cute, you can't say that if it doesn't, it isn't. We need to go a bit deeper than this surface level analysis. Remember those three major contributors to pop culture cuteness we talked about earlier? This first objective reference for cuteness is a good starting point to cover children's media and anime, where the name of the game is simplification, but it leaves out a large portion of the influence that video games have on cuteness when taken at face value. Yeah, you might be able to say, well, arcade games were a big thing for youth when they emerged, so it's obvious that culturally we would associate that kind of thing with cuteness, but I personally think that explanation misses out on a lot of cool correlations you can make between games and cuteness. Plus, it feels way too general. The reason that we think this is cute can't be exactly the same reason we think a passage like this sounds cute. Right? A cool way to look at it is that video games didn't start cute. On Nintendo's interview series, Iwata asks, composer Mahito Yokota recalls when a piece of music he made for Super Mario Galaxy was rejected by Koji Kondo, the man who wrote the music for the original Super Mario Bros. Kondo said to Yokota, "If somewhere in your mind you have an image that Mario is cute, please get rid of it. Mario is cool." And honestly, I'm inclined to agree. But that doesn't mean that some of the music from the Mario series isn't cute. The cuteness just doesn't come from Mario. It comes from necessity. The cuteness that we associate with video games isn't just because children like video games. Let's take a step back to recall that the basis of our arguments here rely a lot on Konrad Lorenz's proposed ideas about cuteness. With that in mind, take a look at this outline of Mario's graphical evolution over time. In the era that it emerged, this wasn't all that cute. And according to Kondo, this isn't either. But would you say that this is cuter than this? I would. And if you extend this idea to computers themselves and look at cute electronic music, you might find that this sentiment can be empirically confirmed. Of course, there is the factor of time to consider here. The childhood nostalgia we talked about last episode definitely plays a bit of a role here that affects cuteness perception when looking at blasts from the past. Yeah, the fact that the sound design of a track comes across as being able to be reproduced by old technology can make the track cuter. But of course, using that argument by itself to make a case for cuteness wouldn't be very strong. Let's just leave it at that for now and look at some of the ways that we can channel the cuteness of video games and nostalgic technology in a production. One of the easiest and sometimes the hardest ways to get this flavor of cuteness is to use synthesis techniques that result in a simpler sound. Sounds that an experienced producer would listen to and be able to say, I could recreate that before the song finishes. On the extreme side of this is the incredibly simple synths that you can hear used in these works by cute girls doing cute things and a dark cat. One of my favorite tracks to listen to for cute sound design is Cyoot by Dad's Computer. It's almost like a showcase of cute sounding electronic instruments. Along these lines of simplicity, instead of trying to reproduce the technological primitiveness of early video games and computers, you can use actual recordings of the sounds that the sound chips at the time produced. For example, jazz music isn't particularly cute by nature, but when you play jazz using the sounds from Kirby's Dream Land like Maxo does, It's like the professor dropped the track into the pot with the Powerpuff Girls when they were made. You might want to make sure you're not breaking any copyright laws if you care about that though. If you enjoyed the video, consider hitting the cute little thumbs up button and maybe subscribing if you want to know more about the making of Cyoot.